Hello everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with a chapter from class 12, Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production, with its part 2. If you like our videos and get any help, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel, and do press the bell icon so you get notified for all the upcoming videos. So we are going to continue a very important topic, that is the reason for breeding for disease resistance. जैसे हमने previous video में देखा था, so if you did not see that video then do check it out through the link in the description box. So previous video में हमने देखा था about how the breeding actually continues, but now here we are going to understand the real reason why the breeding of plants is very important. So breeding for disease resistance is important because diseases की वजह से there can be a lot of cross loss. So loss of crop होने की वजह से there is high prices, the yield is not sufficient in the market. So about 20 to 30% of the crop yield has been wasted because that crop has been attacked by some or the other type of disease. So अगर वो plant को disease resistance है, then it will be very beneficial to reduce the losses from the different types of diseases. So for that reason, plant breeding is going to help you to in a way increase the yield by decreasing the losses that are going to occur because of the diseases. So development of disease resistant plants are going to be involving various types of factors. So there are three factors that is going to be involved. That is first the host genotype, यानी प्लांट के अंदर का जो जेनेटिक मटेरियल है, is it supporting that to be resistant of the diseases. The plant pathogen genotype, यानी पैथोजन जो डिसीज स्प्रेड करने वाला है, its genotype also depends. And finally the environment, whether you choose the host genotype, pathogen genotype को change करके you did everything, but if the environment is not supporting, then also the plant can suffer through that disease. So these three factors are going to be responsible to develop a plant breed which is going to be disease resistant. So some of the host genotypes are going to actually be having naturally ability to be or to prevent the pathogens. So वो जो naturally occurring strain हो सकता है, it is going to be called as disease resistant host. So it can be resistance, यानी उसको diseases नहीं हो सकते हैं, and then the ability by which it is resistant is called as resistance. So you know about it. So here you can see that how many types of wastage or crop loss होते हैं in this particular pie chart. So all these can be reduced because of the plant breeding techniques. So there are many different types of diseases जो plant में हो सकते हैं if it is caused by a fungus. So there can be fungal diseases like rust. So rust में भी different types होते हैं depending upon on what plant it is occurring. So if it is on wheat, then it is called as brown rust of wheat. If it is occurring in sugarcane, it is called as red rot of sugarcane. And even in potato, it is late blight of potato. And a very important point about late blight of potato, that is it had called the Irish famine. So potato was the whole the important crop for the Irish people, और वो बाकी सब चीज़ों में बिलीव नहीं करते थे to grow a lot of that crop. So potato में जब ये fungal disease आया था, a lot of crop yield was destroyed because of this disease, and people did not have any other crop that had been grown through that agricultural period. So because of that, in Ireland there was a famine, there was shortage of food, and that caused a lot of people to die because of hunger. So that was a fungal disease, that was late blight of potato causing Irish famine. Apart from fungal diseases, bacterial diseases भी हो सकते हैं, that is going to be the black rot of crucifers. So एक important बात याद रखनी है that the red rot of sugarcane is going to be a fungal disease, जबकि जो black rot of crucifers है, it is going to be a bacterial disease. So हो सकता है MCQs में आपको पूछ लिया जाए find the odd man out, and it might be given a black rot and you might think that it is a red rot, black rot, same होता है. So you might get confused, so it is very important to remember. Red rot जो है it is going to be fungal, and bacterial जो है it is going to be black rot. So you can remember B and B, that is black and bacterials are going to go together. फिर वायरल डिसीजेस पे आते हैं. वायरल डिसीजेस इज गोइंग टू बी द टोबैको मोजैक वायरस जो टोबैको प्लांट में होगा, एंड द टर्निप मोजैक वायरस which is going to be causing the turnip mosaic disease. So that was some of the diseases जो plants में commonly होते हैं and which are going to be responsible for a lot of loss in the yield of the plant. So these diseases needs to get some of the other type of resistance so that ये जो common diseases है उनकी वजह से loss बढ़े नहीं. So let's understand the next few topics about it. So how can you actually create the disease resistant plants? So there are majorly 4 methods by which you can actually achieve your desired wish, that is the disease resistant plants. So first is going to be about the convectional method. Convectional यानी जो natural, the old style जो ये था methods, that was actually going and crossing the two parents. That was the natural method of breeding. There can be mutation, that means you are going to use some chemicals or some rays which are going to be thrown onto the plant, जिसकी वजह से जो rays है वो DNA में या genetic material में there will be changes made, जिसकी वजह से हो सकता है that the disease resistant variety could be formed. The third one is going to be selection among the soma clonal variants, and the last one, that is genetic engineering. So using these 4 methods, one or the other way, you can create the plant that is going to be disease resistant. So first method जो है that is the conventional breeding. So conventional breeding को use करके, so this table has been provided and this table is going to be the most important table. ये टेबल में से almost each and every time one or the other type of question has been come. So this table is important to remember. जैसे कौन सा crop था, what was the name of the variety that was disease resistant, और वो actually किस disease पर resistant थी. So that is going to be useful for matching the pair or selecting the correct incorrect pair. All that types of question can actually come across through this table. So ये table को as it is याद रखना, you have to remember it like that. So जो wheat crop है, wheat का जो variety that is Himgiri. Himgiri is going to be the variety which will be resistant to leaf and stripe rust and also hilt bunt disease. So you have to remember as it is, that is wheat, the variety is Himgiri, and disease resistant, that is leaf and stripe rust and hilt bunt. Then Brassica is going to be the variety that is Pusa swarnim, and it is going to be resistant for white rust. So Brassica मतलब राई होता है. So even in other languages it can be muri. So these are small black seeds, and those black seeds are important to be black. समझो वो black छोटे छोटे seeds that you add in sometimes in dal, they might be turning having white spots on them. अगर उन पे white spots आ गए because of this white rust, so people are not going to buy those, और यानी वो waste हो जाएंगे. So it is very important to protect the brassica plant from the white rust disease so that the yield does not get suffered. फिर cauliflower है, that is Pusa shubra and Pusa snowball K1. So this is the variety, that is shubra and snowball 1. So here you can remember about the cauliflower's variety by a trick, that is shubra and snowball. So shubra is white, snowball snow is also white, and generally you like the cauliflower to be white. So generally when you purchase it through a market, you try to check the cauliflower to be white enough, उस पे कोई black spots हो, या if there are some other color disintegrators, you don't try to buy those cauliflowers. So that is what is the disease resistant to be important. Yani it is going to protect from the black rot and also the curl blight black rot disease. So cauliflower कैसा होना चाहिए, सफ़ेद होना चाहिए. That means the variety is going to be Pusa shubra and Pusa snowball K1. Then about cowpea. Cowpea is going to be the variety that is Pusa komal, and it is going to be resistant to bacterial blight. Then chili is, remembering as a chili is a girl who has been, told to stay out of the class for the whole time. So you can remember the chili थी वो सदा बाहर रहती थी. So it is going to be the chili having a variety that is Pusa Sadabahar, and it is going to be resistant to chili mosaic virus and also tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl diseases. So ये पूरा का पूरा table you try to make some tricks or you remember it by just rote learning or however, but this table needs to be remembered as it is to get plus 4. अगर याद नहीं है then it might turn to negative marking or you might leave the question. So very important table as it is from the NCERT that needs to be remembered. Next over here we see about the resistance for yellow mosaic virus. So yellow mosaic virus का जो resistance develop किया गया था, it was from the bindi. So bindi, that is also called as okra in English. So जो भिंडी या ओकरा के जो wild species है उसमें से ही ये yellow mosaic virus का resistance मिला था, and the new resistant variety was called as Parabani Kranti. So that is also very important to remember, that is yellow mosaic virus is going to be the resistant disease that is going to be protected in the crop that is bindi or okra, and the new variety is going to be named as Parabani Kranti. So that was about the conventional breeding type. Next we see that is going to be the mutation breeding. So mutation से कैसे disease resistant varieties बनाए जाएंगे? So the process by which there are going to be genetic variations and these are going to be created by man. यानी humans को जैसे changes चाहिए in the base sequencing, that way the mutations are going to be performed and that will be resulting in the new character or a new trait which is not found in the parental type. Parental type में नहीं है, that means it is the progeny is going to be superior and will be accepted for the disease resistant variety. So there can be mutations that can be spontaneous mutations. Spontaneous mutations यानी there are sudden changes, but these sudden changes, these are not going to occur in nature at a very fast rate. These are going to be very slow in rate, and because of that reason the man cannot wait for such a long time that the nature actually produces these spontaneous mutations. So without wasting time, there are many various methods जिसकी वजह से in laboratories the humans try to mutate themselves and then the new variety can be formed. So there are certain agents or there are certain ways that is called as mutagens which are going to be having the ability to induce mutations, and they will be inducing mutations or they will be changing the genetic basis at a very high rate और इतने high rate पे है कि within no time you can get this mutated varieties. So spontaneous mutations and mutations जो nature में हो रहे हैं, there is no lot of time. So mutagens will be used, and how mutagens are used to create disease varieties, let's understand. So there are different types of mutagens. So there can be chemical mutagens, like there can be EMS or it can be sodium azide, which can be used for the type of chemical mutagens. हो सकते हैं that you are physically providing some radiations. So radiations can be for gamma rays, it can be in the form of UV rays or X-rays as well. So UV rays का radiations पढ़ने पे even your if you are exposed to a lot of UV rays जो ozone holes की वजह से they are coming at a lot higher rate. So as humans can also go through these mutations in a little span of time. So UV rays can be used as radiations to have these types of variations so that the disease resistant plant can be made. So here you can see over here in the little photograph that I have tried to show you that how the actual base pairing is going to be changed over here. So if you try to see the leaving the first three, first three ATG is going to be the same but the last are going to be changed. So हो सकता है ये जो change आया है, that change is going to make it disease resistant. So this change or this transformation is going to be because of the different types of mutagens. Now what are different types of achievements that have been got to humans because of these induced mutations? Spontaneous mutations होते हैं जो nature में by natural methods हो रहे हैं, but induced mutations are going to be the mutations which the humans have been creating because of the chemical or the physical mutagens. So induced mutations की वजह से what are the different types of plants that can be or that have been made? So first example is going to be about the मूंग bean. So मूंग bean के अंदर induced mutations किए गए थे and because of that there was a resistance found for the yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew. So because of these diseases there was a lot of loss in the मूंग bean, and for that reason the induced mutations have been a boon for that crop. Even the second example, that is high yielding Mexican wheat. Mexican wheat एक variety थी which was originally red grained. So red grain was not actually very well grown in India. It was adopted, but because of the gamma radiations they had been converted into amber colored grain. So you can see in the little photograph over here, ये जो first photo है, it is going to be the red grained variety. So red grain variety was the original Mexican wheat variety, but later on it was converted into amber grain or amber colored grain. So that was about the wheat types which was made from the induced mutations. Now let's understand about the third variation that can be done, that is selection among soma clonal variants. So soma clonal variants में selection करके how can you have disease varieties? That is because of the genetic variations जो plant में हर time होते रहते हैं, and because of that there are going to be soma clonal variations, यानी एक cell में से दूसरे cell में जब division होता है there can be sometimes possibility that there are variations created automatically. So if you try to collect those variations then it is going to be useful and it will be much more stable. So that is the another way by which the genetic resistant plants can be obtained. The last one, that is the genetic engineering. It is going to be a process by which one or more genes of disease resistance are going to be taken out from other plants और उनको incorporate किया जाएगा into the plant that you want to be disease resistant. So genetic engineering is going to be actually you're going to cut the part from one plant and you're going to stitch it or paste it into the other one. So that is nothing but the genetic engineering or the most advanced type. So that is you are actually choosing the genes and then placing it into some other, so that because of the genetic variations उसके अंदर भी वो disease resistant capability आ जाए. So that was about the 4 types through which the disease resistant varieties can be formed. Now understanding about the breeding for pest resistance. So insects हो या pests हो जो आसपास हर टाइम खेतों में घूमते रहते हैं उनसे भी resistance होना ज़रूरी है. Because of this also there is a lot of loss occurring. So that might be diseases. So diseases को तो हमने control कर लिया. Now understanding about how the plant can be protected from the insects or the some types of pests. So wheat is going to be having actually risk from the stem saw fly. Stem saw fly जो होती है वो wheat के जो stem होते हैं उसमें बोर करके the fly actually lives into that and वो धीरे धीरे अंदर से पूरा stem खा जाती है. And if the stem has been hollow from inside because the fly has eaten up all everything, तो वो xylem खा गई, phloem खा गई, सारा टिश्यू खा गई. एंड नाउ हाउ यू थिंक दैट द वीट इज गोइंग टू ग्रो? हो ही नहीं सकता वीट ग्रो करे. एंड इफ वीट डजंट मैच्योर इनफ तो वो सीड्स नहीं प्रोड्यूस करेगा. एंड इफ सीड्स आर नॉट प्रोड्यूस्ड देन देर इज नो यील्ड फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर क्रॉप. So it is very important to keep the wheat away from the stems of fly. So for that reasons there was the quality that had been developed, that was to have the solid stem. अगर solid stem होगा, that is a morphological type was used to create resistance. That was, if solid stem होगा, then the saw will not be able to drill through it very easily, and the wheat will be protected up till its maturity. Again wheat में और एक fly का खतरा होता है, that is leaf beetle. So leaf beetle lives on the leaves of this wheat और उसमें छोटे छोटे छेद कर देती है, क्योंकि ये लीफ सारा खा जाते हैं. लीफ खा लिया हो सकता है, धीरे धीरे करके सारे लीफ खा गए, and there is no photosynthesis, the plant cannot survive. So for that reason the morphological resistance was used, that is to have hairy leaves. Hairy leaves होंगे तो क्या होगा, there will not be sufficient grip for the beetle to actually stay on the leaf. अगर grip नहीं होगी तो वो फिसल के नीचे गिर जाएंगे, and the wheat leaves are going to be protected from these beetles. So likewise there are many different morphological and biochemical methods, like for in the case of cotton. Cotton में जसिड्स का बहुत बड़ा डर रहता है. For jasids to be protected, that means the crop to be protected from the jasids, again hairy leaves was used so that they cannot have grip onto the plant. And cotton में ball worms भी होते हैं. So जो cotton का जो fruit होता है, that is the cellulose covering that the cotton plant forms. So ball worms try to feed onto that cellulose feed, and वो cotton का जो फाइबर है वो पूरा का पूरा फाइबर खा जाते हैं, and because of that the yield will be decreased. So bollworms needs to be away from the crop, and for that reason there will be smooth leaves. So again grip is going to be reduced, and bollworms को nectar भी चाहिए. So ये generally near the seed the bottle cotton fibers are going to be created. So before the cotton fibers are created there is going to be a fruit. So fruit में flower में nectar नहीं होगा, so these bollworms are not going to be attracted. So ऐसे morphological changes किए गए into cotton, that was for forming of smoother leaves, and biochemical resistance लाया गया by absence of nectar. Now the maize or corn में किससे डर है, corn में डर है stem borers से. So just like stem borers, they go into the stems and they will corrode everything from inside, and for reason to keep them away, again a biochemical method was used, that was low nitrogen. Nitrogen कम होगा, then the stem borers would not have sufficient environment to stay into it. Sugar content low कर दिया so that they won't be able to feed or get energy out of it, and high aspartic acid यानी acidic conditions maintain किए गए. Acidic conditions होने की वजह से also the particular stem borers could not live into that environment and they die away, saving the plant from the insects or pests. So like these morphological or biochemical methods are going to be used to actually protect the plant from these insects or pests. Now another table which is again from NCERT and it needs to be remembered. So it is a NCERT table. So it is going to be very important. So remember it as it is. So crop over here, that is brassica. Again brassica यानी राई होता है, and this राई is going to be the पूसा गौरव. So last time जो हमने देखा था that was पूसा स्वर्ण. So यहाँ पे है पूसा गौरव. So you should not get confused between the previous one that was disease resistant. पूसा गौरव जो variety है, it is going to be resistant to the insect pest, that is aphids. So aphids are going to be white ants. These are small white ants, and these ants are going to be insect pests that are going to be around the brassica or the rapeseed mustard plant. So Pusa Gaurav is going to be resistant to insect pests, that is aphids, whereas in the previous table of disease resistance also brassica आया था, but now between the two brassica varieties you should not get confused. फिर flat bean है, flat bean में you are going to have two varieties, that is Pusa Sem 2 and Pusa Sem 3. So these are going to be resistant to the insect pests, that is pesticides, aphids and fruit borer. So fruit borer, because flat bean का हम fruit part खाते हैं, so if fruit borers are going to be present, then the crop yield is going to be reduced. Similarly, for okra or bindi, there are going to be two varieties, that is Pusa Sauni and Pusa A4. So it is going to be resistant to shoot and fruit borers. So even for bindi, we had previously shown, we have seen another variety as well. So that was Parbani Kranti, which was resistant for yellow mosaic virus. But now here the okra or bindi is going to be resistant to shoot and fruit borer. और इनमें कौन सी varieties है? It is Pusa Sauni and Pusa A4. So to remember, you have to keep revising about these tables so that the varieties and its resistant to the crop will be remembered as it is. So you might have noticed one thing कि बहुत सी बार variety के time पे there is pusa word that is common. So what is Pusa? Pusa is going to be the place which is located in New Delhi. So पूसा में जो सेंटर है जहाँ पे ये रिसर्च होता है to create these varieties. So because it is been made or created into that particular location, वो variety के नाम के आगे पूसा जोड़ दिया गया, so that you can understand that actually where this variety had been made up. So all these varieties which have Pusa in front of their name is going to be the place where they have been developed, that is in New Delhi. So over here also there is SEM2 and SEM3 that are going to represent that when of the year time or according to the institute वहाँ पे किस time पे उसे बनाया गया था. So that way it is SEM2 or SEM3. Now about another topic, that is पहले हमने देख लिया about breeding for actually disease resistance. तो सेकेंड में हमने देखा ब्रीडिंग फॉर पेस्ट और इंसेक्ट रेजिस्टेंस. थर्ड जो हम देख रहे हैं दैट इज गोइंग टू बी ब्रीडिंग फॉर इम्प्रूव्ड फूड क्वालिटी. So this is the third topic or third reason for why we are going to continue the plant breeding. So improved food quality क्यों करना है? Because there is more than 840 million people who do not have adequate food to meet their daily requirements. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको they do not get one time bread and butter or they have to sleep in hunger the whole day long. So for that reason it is very important to have plant breeding so that there can be increased food yield as well as the improved food quality. So more than about 3 billion people, 840 million है जिनको खाने की कमी है, but even that who have food, that is about 3 billion people, they suffer from hidden hunger. Now what do you understand by hidden hunger? Hidden hunger is a very important term, that is they do get food, उनको खाना मिलता है, उनको diet है, but that diet is not sufficient to have their daily requirements of एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स. जैसे उनको प्रोटीन्स चाहिए, उन्हें विटामिन्स चाहिए, माइक्रो एंड मैक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट्स चाहिए, but these are all not included in their meals, so that because of that they become deficient of those. And deficiency of these nutrients even after having a meal is going to be called as a hidden hunger. यानी पेट भरेगा पर बॉडी की जो भूख है for these proteins, vitamins and micronutrients, these are not going to be fulfilled because either they might have only one type of food for the whole long time because they cannot afford to buy vegetables, उनको fruits नहीं मिलते, उनको fish नहीं मिलता for protein, so for meat they cannot buy. So all these reasons they are going to suffer from the hidden hunger. So generally ये सारे जो food होते हैं they are actually going to lack into the micronutrients. Micronutrients कौन कौन से? Majorly it will be iron, iodine, zinc and vitamin A. And because of these there are going to be risks of diseases. There will be reduction in the mental abilities, यानी वो जो सोचने की ताकत है वो कम हो जाएगी. एंड फाइनली बिकॉज ऑफ हिडन हंगर द लाइफ स्पैन इज गोइंग टू बी सफर्ड. सो फॉर दैट रीजन इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जो भी फूड की क्वांटिटी है देयर नीड्स टू बी इम्प्रूव्ड फूड क्वालिटी एज वेल. So क्वांटिटी बढ़ाने के साथ साथ क्वालिटी भी इंक्रीज हो इज गोइंग टू बी द नेक्स्ट स्टेप फॉर द ब्रीडिंग reasons. So breeding of the crops which are going to be taking up for this reasons, उनमें notice किया जाता है that there needs to be higher levels of vitamins and minerals. हो सकता है vitamins और minerals नहीं तो at least higher proteins हो, उनमें healthier fats हो, और ऐसे क्रॉप्स जिनके अंदर ये सब चीज़ों का एडिशन किया जाता है, दैट प्रोसेस इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज बायोफोर्टिफिकेशन. So biofortification, that means to increase the levels of certain nutrients in that particular crop. So plant breeding is going to be taken up with the objective of improving these four major qualities. So there can be protein content. So जिनमें प्रोटीन है उनमें और प्रोटीन बढ़ाने की कोशिश की जाएंगी, so that the daily intake of protein is being taken care of. Oil content बढ़ाया जाएगा, vitamin content, and as well as the micronutrients and the mineral content will be improved in the particular crops. So cereals, माना जाता है कि cereals is going to be deficient in lysine. So lysine and tryptophans are going to be the two amino acids in which the cereals are lacking. So हो सकता है कि ये दो अमीनो एसिड्स नहीं मिलने की वजह से या सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी में अवेलेबल नहीं होगा इन द बॉडी, देन इट कैन बी अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम इन प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस. इन प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस की वजह से देयर आर गोइंग टू बी प्रॉब्लम्स इन द लाइफस्टाइल एज वेल. So for that reasons cereals have been fortified, that means they have been added with these deficient amino acids. And even for the case of legumes as well, legumes was suffering for the deficiency of sulfur. So sulfur and as well as the methionine and cysteine. So like these amino acids have been biofortified into the cereals and legumes respectively. So you can see up over here कि lysine जो deficient था, that has been included in many other ways, and legumes which was deficient in sulfur containing amino acids like methionine and cysteine, even that has been biofortified. Now there are some examples जहाँ पे biofortification की मदद से the improved varieties are available in the market. So around 2000s the maize, that was the corn, so corn का hybrid बनाया गया था which was having twice the amount of lysine and tryptophan. So lysine and tryptophan, that is cereal. So corn क्या है? Corn is going to be a cereal crop which is going to be biofortified by the amino acids lysine and tryptophan. So existing varieties, say these hybrid varieties are going to be much more nutritional, and eating those it can help you to suffice the needs of the amino acids. So what are these varieties that are developed in India? So it includes Proteena, Shakti and Ratan, which are going to be the hybrid maize varieties biofortified for lysine and tryptophan. फिर wheat varieties, that was the Atlas 66, that was also biofortified for high protein content, and the higher protein content has helped the people कि अगर आप wheat खा रहे हो then also it is going to suffice the little or better quality of protein content. So biofortification से दो example पता चले, that is maize or corn hybrid, through which there are different varieties, that is Proteena, Shakti and Ratan, which are going to be helpful for biofortification of lysine and tryptophan. Or Atlas 66 से high protein content was developed in the wheat varieties. Now there are many different crops जहाँ पे iron डाला गया था, that was iron was introduced. So one of them, that was rice. So rice में iron की content 5 times बढ़ाई गई because of the biofortification. So rice, so states of India from the eastern coast or from the southern coast, their staple diet is rice. So हो सकता है that these people might suffer from iron deficiencies, So for that reasons कि वो सिर्फ rice खाते हैं, then why don't we make some sort of rice which is rich in iron, so that even by only eating rice कि उनको some amount of iron will be given to them through the rice. So rice के अंदर का जो iron था उसको 5 times बढ़ाया गया so that it could be consumed through these new varieties. Now third example was about the rise of iron varieties. So fourth example is going to be the plants which have been developed at an institute in New Delhi, that is Indian Agriculture Research Institute, that is IARI. So this is going to be a very important short long form formation, या आपको उसका long form पूछा जा सकता है. So it is going to be important to be remembering that is what it is. IARI, it is going to be Indian Agriculture Research Institute. So ये research institute जो न्यू दिल्ली में है उसमें there were many vegetable crops which were made to be rich in minerals and vitamins. So विटामिन ए के लिए बायोफोर्टिफिकेशन किया गया था इन कैरेट्स, पम्पकिन एंड स्पिनैच. विटामिन सी का एनरिचमेंट हुआ था इन बिटरगर्ड, बथुआ, टोमेटो एंड मस्टर्ड. Calcium and iron were increased in spinach and batua, and proteins were increased in beans. So beans के 3 varieties होते हैं, तीनों में उनको increase किया गया था. That was broad beans, lab beans और even the French beans. And even in the green peas or garden peas में भी proteins increase किए गए थे. So this particular is going to be important because many times the question been asked कि carrots में biofortification हुआ था, that was for what? So it was for vitamin A. तो spinach में क्या include किया गया था? More levels of calcium and iron. So for that reason you need to remember the examples of the biofortified crops as well as what material had been induced into them. So that was about the reasons for why we have to conclude the plant breeding. So plant breeding हमने 3 major reasons देखे. The first one, that was breeding for disease resistant. Second, that was breeding for insect pest resistance. And the third one, that is when जब plant बच जाता है from the diseases and from the pests, यानी उनकी quantity बढ़ गई, but now we need to improve the quality. So the third reason, that is to improve the quality of the crops that have been provided to you. So improvement of the quality, improvement can be done with the help of biofortification. So biofortification के हमने बहुत सारे examples देखे that need to be remembered along with the different varieties of disease resistance as well as the pest and insect varieties. So that was all for this video. We will come back soon with the next one, continuing with this chapter. अगर आपको ये अच्छा लगा है, आपको इससे कोई help मिली है, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also let us know the different types or different difficulties or topics that you need to be discussed later on. So you can note them down in the comment section down below. Until the next time we come back with the continuation of this chapter. Till then, keep smiling, keep studying hard. Bye bye everyone. Thank you.